If you are reading this, it means time has passed. Life has moved forward. Some dreams have come true, some have changed shape, and some may still be waiting. I don't know exactly where you are when you open this letter, emotionally, mentally, or physically, but I do know one thing with absolute certainty. You are stronger than you ever believed you could be. This letter is proof of that strength. It is written not from a place of victory, but from a place of struggle, when the road was unclear, when the nights felt endless, and when hope was something you had to choose every single day. I am writing this to remind you of who you were before you became who you are now. There were days when you woke up tired before the day even began. Not the kind of tired that sleep could fix, but the deep exhaustion that comes from carrying unanswered questions, silent fears, and unspoken pain. You smiled in front of others, did what was expected of you, and kept moving, but inside you felt like you were running on empty. You doubted yourself more times than you ever admitted. You questioned your worth, your abilities, and your direction. You watched others move ahead while you felt stuck, wondering if you were falling behind in life. There were moments when you felt invisible, working hard, trying your best, yet feeling unnoticed and unappreciated. And still, you didn't quit. That alone is proof of your strength. Do you remember the nights when your thoughts were louder than the world around you? When silence became overwhelming and your mind replayed every mistake, every regret, every what if? You lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering how much longer you could keep going like this. You were scared. Scared of failing, scared of disappointing others, scared that your dreams might never come true. Sometimes you were even scared of hope because hoping meant risking heartbreak again. But every morning you got up anyway, not because you were fearless, not because you were confident, but because something inside you refused to give up. That something was strength, even if you didn't recognize it at the time. There were moments when life tested you in ways you never expected. Things didn't go according to plan. Doors closed without explanation. People you trusted walked away. Opportunities slipped through your fingers no matter how hard you tried to hold on. You asked yourself, why me? More times than you can count. And yet, instead of letting bitterness consume you, you chose to learn. You chose to grow. Even when it hurt. Even when it felt unfair. Even when no one understood what you were going through. You learned patience when you wanted speed. You learned humility when you wanted recognition. You learned resilience when you wanted rest. That learning came at a cost, but it shaped you. Future me, I want you to remember how many times you wanted to stop but didn't. Remember the days when progress was invisible, when it felt like all your effort led nowhere. Remember how frustrating it was to give your best and still fall short. Remember how tempting it was to compare your journey with others, to feel like you were late to your own life. But also remember this, you kept showing up. You kept trying when results were slow. You kept believing when evidence was thin. You kept going when quitting would have been easier. That consistency, quiet, uncelebrated, and exhausting, was your true power. There were people who underestimated you. Some doubted your dreams, some laughed at your goals, some told you to be realistic, to settle, to lower your expectations. Their words hurt more than you admitted, but instead of letting those words define you, you let them fuel you. You turned doubt into determination. You turned criticism into courage. You turned silence into self-belief. You didn't prove them wrong overnight. You proved them wrong by refusing to disappear. This letter is also proof of how much you grew emotionally. You learned that being strong didn't mean never crying. You learned that asking for help wasn't weakness. You learned that healing wasn't linear, and that setbacks didn't erase progress. You allowed yourself to feel pain without letting it destroy you. You learned to sit with discomfort, to face hard truths, and to let go of what no longer served you, even when it hurt. That emotional growth was one of your greatest victories. Future me, there were seasons when you felt alone, even in a crowd, when you felt like no one truly understood your struggles, your dreams, or the weight you carried silently. But in that loneliness, you discovered something important. You learned to rely on yourself. You became your own supporter, your own motivator, your own safe place. You stopped waiting for validation and started trusting your inner voice. You learned to stand alone without feeling empty, and that independence became a foundation no one could take from you. Do not forget how many versions of yourself you had to outgrow to become who you are now. You outgrew fear that once controlled you. You outgrew habits that held you back. You outgrew relationships that drained you. Growth was uncomfortable. Change was scary. Letting go was painful, but you did it anyway. That courage to evolve even when it was difficult is another proof of your strength. If at this point in your life you are facing new challenges, new fears, or new doubts, I want you to read this slowly and carefully. You have survived worse than this. You have faced moments you once thought would break you, and they didn't. You are still here, still standing, still becoming. Every obstacle you overcame in the past prepared you for what you are facing now. Every lesson you learned built the version of you who is reading this letter today. Trust that preparation. If you are successful now, remember the struggle that built you. Stay humble, stay grateful. Don't forget the days when progress felt impossible, because those days are the reason success feels meaningful. And if you are still on the journey, still chasing, still building, don't lose heart. The process is not punishing you, it is strengthening you, just like it always has. I want you to forgive yourself for the times you fell short, for the chances you missed, for the decisions you wish you had made differently.
You did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and you learned, and you grew, and you kept moving forward. That is enough. Future me, promise me this. Promise you won't forget how powerful persistence is. Promise you won't doubt your ability to rise again. Promise you won't let fear make your decisions for you. No matter where life takes you, remember that strength is not something you suddenly gained. It is something you built, moment by moment, choice by choice, even when no one was watching. This letter exists to remind you of that truth. You are not strong because life was easy. You are strong because life was hard, and you kept going, and that will always be your proof. With belief, with pride, with unshakable faith in you,